Meeting call to order. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and distinguished guests. Welcome to TAJ Toastmasters Club, Club number 1158, Area 6, Division B, District 79. I'm Mohammed Mateen, the Sergeant at Arms for today's meeting. Before we begin, let me read out the mission of our Toastmasters Club. We provide a supportive and positive learning experience in which members are empowered to develop communication and leadership skill, resulting in greater self-confidence and personal growth. Please read the oath after me. For better listening, better thinking, and better speaking. We learn by doing. Thank you. Since we are in an online meeting, members other than the role players, meeting leaders, and speakers are advised to mute their microphones during the meeting. However, I request you all to keep your videos on during the course of the meeting. You are urged to applaud using the emojis and through your video. As a general rule of Toastmaster encourages all speakers and role players to speak on any topic except politics, religion, and sex. I hope you will enjoy today's meeting as much as I would. Let me now hand over the control of the meeting to the presiding officer, our great Toastmaster, a confident speaker, an exemplary leader, a champion Toastmaster, Toastmaster Dr. Sundar Ramalingam. The stage is yours.
Thank you very much, Sergeant at Arms Toastmaster Mateen, for that generous introduction. Fellow Toastmasters, distinguished guests, and all my dear friends, a pleasant evening to you all. What a wonderful theme we have today. Quite often we forget in our life that to smile, it just takes a few muscles on the face and it gives value to your face and adds to your beauty. So smile, please, and let us all be the same way as the theme reflects. And we'll be hearing a lot more about it from our exuberant Toastmaster of the evening today. Let's all look forward to that. I'm not going to reveal all those surprises right now. To begin with the meeting, we have a wonderful array of guests who are glittering our meeting today. So I would like to hear from our guests. So we have a distinguished gentleman here with us, a distinguished Toastmaster as well. He's a member of several clubs and has won several awards. DTM Abdul Fattah Anayal would be happy to hear from you, sir.
Hi, good evening. First of all, I came in the first place because to celebrate with you the latest achievement and to celebrate also the latest achievement by Doctor. So I'm going to enjoy the show. TAJ has been always one of the best clubs and one of my favorites. So I'm glad to be here and I'm going to just relax and enjoy the show. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you very much, DTM Abdul Fattah. Thanks for joining us and the pleasure is indeed ours. Let us now hear from our newest member who has joined us, Toastmaster Mansoor Khan. We'd be happy if you could introduce yourself to us and speak a few words. You may please unmute and speak, sir.
Yes. My name is Mansoor. I've been in Saudi. I'm from India. I've been in Saudi for around 12 years. The basic reason behind joining this was my son had joined here, and one of the things which I was told was that if your son follows the leader, and father has to be a leader. So that made me join here. I would like to be as participative and enthusiastic as possible.
Thank you very much, sir. I believe you would follow on your words, and I'm hopeful that TAJ Toastmasters as a platform would be beneficial to you as well as your son, sir. Thank you so much. Let us now hear from Toastmaster Cyril. I believe he's joined us from India. Toastmaster Cyril, could you please introduce us and speak a few words?
Hi, Toastmaster Sundar. So as you rightly mentioned, I've joined from India. So I'm part of two districts, District 98 and District 120. So I got this message from Umar. So we are all connected in a closed network group. I always see he posting about TAJ Toastmasters, so I thought maybe this is the right Sunday. I have to join in and experience wonderful Toastmasters and a wonderful meeting.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Cyril. Thanks for joining us. I hope you would enjoy as much as we do today's meeting. Let us now hear from Toastmaster Omar Farooq Awan. Toastmaster Omar, could you please?
Yes, sorry, I cannot open the video. I'm actually on the way to home from office. So I am president of Horizon Toastmasters Club, and I think I am attending the second or third meeting of TAJ. It's always a pleasure to be attending the meeting of TAJ Toastmasters, one of the best clubs in District 79, and looking forward to a great meeting.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Toastmaster Omar. You have not only attended, you also brought in your friends along with us, with you, and it's indeed a pleasure to have you and your friends in our meeting today. Let's now hear from our guest, Toastmaster Chandra. Toastmaster Chan.
Yeah, it's Chandrasekhar Patil here.
I'm sorry.
And hi, everyone. Yeah, no problem. And I'm from Mumbai Toastmasters Club. And I am currently working as well as preparing for my MBA. So I'm looking forward towards our meeting today.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Chandra. Pleasure having you here with us today evening. We have a few more guests. Can we have just a quick word from them? Mr. Ali, if you could unmute and speak, introduce yourself, if you're available.
Hi, I'm not aware if you guys can hear me.
Yeah, we can hear you loud and clear.
Okay, so my name is Muhammad Ali Akhtar, and I got the meeting link from the WhatsApp group. I'm following the group from last couple of weeks. And nice to know there are too many guests and too many Toastmasters also. I hope I will learn today something from you guys, and probably I'll be on the mute after this. Thank you for having me.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Mr. Ali, for joining us. We have Madam Gita Kashyap. Could you please introduce yourself, ma'am?
Hello, I'm from India, Toastmaster, Indrapuram Toastmasters Club. But right now I'm in Dubai and looking forward to a great meeting from you. I'm a teacher by profession. I've been teaching for the last 25 years.
Thank you so much for joining us, ma'am. Good evening, and thank you very much. We also have Lisa, Miss Lisa.
Hello.
Hi.
TAJ, Toastmasters Club. Apologies for my camera. I am at work. So I'm joining you from Barbados. I got the invitation from Umar, who sent to me this is one of the best clubs in District 79. So I am definitely looking forward to this meeting. It is a pleasure to be here with you.
Thank you so much for joining us, Lisa, from far apart, like almost from the other end of the world. Like I believe it's early morning there and it's almost evening here. Thank you very much, despite the time zone you have joined us here. We also have Muthoni. Muthoni, could you please introduce yourself?
Hi, everybody. My name is Muthoni from Rafiki Toastmasters Club in Kenya. I got your invite from our group. We have an online group for International Toastmasters. So I decided to join you today. So I look forward to learning from you. Thank you.
Thank you so much for joining us, Muthoni. It's indeed a pleasure having you here with us today evening. We also have one more guest with us, I think Kali. Yeah, we have two more guests. Kali. Hi,
yes,
Kali. Yeah, you could introduce yourself, Kali.
Yes, actually. I am Khalif Ali. Actually, I'm from Sudan. I'm working here in Saudi Arabia. I got the invitation from my friend, Mr. Trader. I want to listen so as to learn from your staff and you. I'm happy this is the first time to join this kind of meeting. Thank you very much for your accepting my invitation. Thank you.
Thank you so much for joining us, Mr. Khalifa. And we have our last guest, Mr. Sef Komosi. Hi, Mr. Sef. Could you please introduce yourself?
Hi, I'm Seth from Pune. I came across this club meeting link on one of the WhatsApp groups cohorts that we're part of. It's exciting to attend a Toastmaster from Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. I'm from India, Pune.
Thank you. Thank you for joining us, Mr. Sef. And it's indeed a pleasure to have so many guests here from far and wide, from all over the world. We have guests from Barbados, from Kenya, from India, from Dubai, and also from Saudi Arabia, and also our very own Toastmasters from District 79. Thank you all for joining us today. So let me not take much time. I just have a few more things to do before I hand over the lectern to the Toastmaster of the day, which is to introduce the word. And to introduce today's word, we have an exciting, exuberant and energetic Toastmaster. He joined us recently, but has surprised us all with his talent and energy and enthusiasm. Toastmaster Jabir Ali is our word master today. Toastmaster Jabir, could you please introduce the word of the day?
Good evening, presiding officer, fellow Toastmasters and guests. For today's meeting, the word is shuckle. There are two meanings. The first one is to laugh inwardly or quietly. Simple example for this usage. He chuckled as he read the comic strip. The second meaning is to make a continuous gentle sound resembling suppressed mirth. Simple example for this usage. The clear, bright water chuckled over gravel. Synonyms for this word are break up, cackle, chortle, crack up, giggle, hee-ha, laugh, roar, scream, snicker, titter, twitter. Each speaker is encouraged to use the word of the day, and I shall report on its usage when called upon by the general evaluator. Back to proceeding office.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Jabir Ali, for introducing this great word. I believe many times in our life, we chuckle at sweet moments, and the whole theme of today's meeting is to relive those moments, and in that process, learn a little bit through our Toastmasters journey. To conduct today's proceedings, we have yet another exuberant Toastmaster. In spite of him joining us only in the last 2 years, but he has been inspiring us rather with his talent, energy, and enthusiasm. He is currently the Vice President Public Relations of TAJ Toastmasters Club, and previously he was the Sergeant at Arms. And in both of his XCOM roles, be it on the club or out of the club, he has been inspiring one and all. To conduct today's meeting proceedings, we have Toastmaster Manaz Al-Bukhari. Let's give a big round of applause for Toastmaster Manaz to take over the lectern as the Toastmaster of the day. Toastmaster Manaz, the stage is yours.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Dr. Sundar Ramalingam. You indeed made me smile by that awesome introduction which you just gave to me. Thank you very much. I'm so humbled. In fact, I chuckled really when you said, can you be the TMOD? Because it was a very easy game for me to be a TMOD because I had been doing this role often. And it doesn't require much practice. But as I saw the screen today, filled with a lot of guests, it's a lot of responsibility endowed upon me because I have to be a TAJ Toastmaster of the day to showcase what TAJ it is. And today I became very happy. And I was smiling throughout when I heard that, okay, TAJ is the #1 club in District 79, and a lot of people from other countries joined, and saying that makes all Tajians very happy. And it definitely brings smiles. And I can see those whose videos were open, all the Tajians were smiling with a complete heart-filled satisfaction. Thank you all for that great words, which made us so happy today. Everybody say curve. You know what is a curve? Yeah, a curve which makes things straight is nothing but smile. If you go through tough times and you want to make things straight, just smile. I'm not here going to explain what exactly smile is, But let me tell you one incident which made me smile. And I'm sure this would have happened to all of you. I was going to a shop to get a bottle of Pepsi because I was so tired. And I went into that shop. That was the only shop around. And I went in and I grabbed one bottle and I was about to pay cash to the guy. And I realized that my wallet did not have even a single note in it. It was all cards. I asked him, do you accept cards? He laughed at me. He said, this is a small shop. We don't have, card machines. This was before Corona for sure. And sadly, I came out, I put my hands in the pocket and I got a 100 Saudi Riyal note, completely squeezed, wrinkled. It went through a washing machine cycle and it came back. It was lying in the pocket as if somebody put it there for me. That 100 wrinkled 100 rupee note, 100 Riyal note, gave a big smile to my face. That had so much of value. I gave that 100 Riyal note to him and said, sorry, it is a bit worst, but hope it will give me my Pepsi. I bought that Pepsi and that Pepsi gave another beautiful smile on my face. So many incidents are there for all of us to make us smile. It need not be a big accomplishments for us to smile. A small Pepsi, a small 100 Riyal note, wrinkled, found in your jeans pocket can make you smile. Hope I am right. Today we have a lot of speakers and a whole long day of speakers. I don't want to extend my thought process about smile. And since we are having a lot of new Toastmasters and guests, let us tell what exactly Toastmasters meetings are like. A typical Toastmasters meeting is divided into 3 segments. But today, because of too many speakers and the speech durations, we have cut short into 2 sessions. So let me talk about the typical Toastmasters meeting and then come to today's meeting. A typical Toastmasters session have a prepared speech segment where our Toastmasters come prepared after day and night of practice, after giving their scripts to their mentors, getting feedbacks. They come prepared and present their speeches. We have evaluators who evaluate their speeches during that time. The second session is a table topics session where we give impromptu topics and our speakers listen very carefully and deliver impromptu speeches. It is called table topics session. And the third session is where the evaluators will present their evaluation and the general evaluator will give the final report. So a typical Toastmasters is divided into 3 segments, and end of the Toastmaster session, what we do is very simple. We smile at each other. Today, because of shortage of times and because of the speech length, we have 6 speakers today. So our VP Education and XCOM have decided that we will skip the table topic session. It's extremely sad, but we have to smile because we have a lot of accomplishments coming our way through these speakers. For any Toastmaster meeting to be successful, we need to have a team of leaders. We call them meeting leaders who took up some auxiliary roles to support this meeting proceedings. Let me call upon our counter who brought a smile to my face when he brought tapioca and fish curry last time when he came to my home with his wife, and we had a great time eating that. So that is a great time when I had smile when I remember about our counter today. Toastmaster Sunil Idukula, would you like to please brief us what is our counter all about?
Thank you, Toastmaster of the evening. Thank you for your shackle things, which I really got a smile in my face. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and dear guests. The purpose of the R counter is to note the word and sounds that are used as crunch or post filter by anyone who speaks during the meeting. I will listen for overused words including and, well, but, so, and you know. I will also listen the filter sounds including and er. I will also note when a speaker repeats a word or phrase such as I, or this means. At the end of the meeting, I will report the number of times that each speaker used these expressions. Thank you. Back to you, Toastmaster of Dini.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Sunil Udkala. Next, we have our grammarian. Toastmaster Mohammed Shakir and me worked together at Duncan. And when he said, I'm going to join Toastmasters too, it gave me a big smile. And I'm sure he smiles every time he sees me attending Toastmasters meeting during my work times. Toastmaster Mohammed Shakir, what is your role as a grammarian today?
Thank you, Toastmaster of the evening. Fellow Toastmasters and guests. As grammarian, it is my responsibility to pay close attention to all the speakers, listening carefully to their language use. I will take note of any improper language as well as any outstanding words, quotes, sayings, or thoughts. I will give the grammarian report when called upon by the general evaluator. Thank you, and back to you, Toastmaster.
Thank you, Toastmaster Shakir. I'm sure the next Toastmaster would be thinking what I did to make him smile. Our word master who did explain all the roles also made me smile. I'm not going to call him what exactly he already explained. When I met him for the first time in our TAJ annual day, he made me smile too. Thanks, Toastmaster Jabalari. We all know that you are doing your job and you are counting the number of times chuckles is being used by our meeting leaders and speakers, inshallah, very soon. Next, we have a brilliant Toastmaster. I didn't know that he had a skill of making others smile, but he made others laugh. During our annual day, when he did a mimicry act and mimicked a lot of voices, and our upcoming meeting leader is our timer. He made all of us laugh and smile during our annual day. Toastmaster Muhammad Iqbal, kindly explain your role.
Thank you, Toastmaster Manas. Fellow Toastmasters and guests, as a timer, my duty is to record time for prepared speech as well as speech evaluations during this meeting. The green light indicates qualifying time. The amber light will alert the speaker to conclude. The red light is maximum time and you have 30 seconds additional to wrap up. The red light will continue until the speaker finishes the speech. I will report time taken by each speaker when called upon by the general evaluator. Over to Toastmaster of the day.
Next is our vote counter. He makes me smile whenever he completes a speech, the efforts which he takes to do any roles for that matter. When I see an agenda, when I get approvals for my flyers, all these times from the VP Education, of course, I get a big smile. And next, to explain the role of the vote counter, let me call upon Toastmaster Dr. Sundar Ramalingam.
Thank you, Toastmaster, for making me chuckle several times as you were introducing me. So as your vote counter, fellow Toastmasters, I would be helping you select the best speaker, the best evaluator, the best meeting leader, and the best of big three roles. I shall be doing the voting using a Google Forms link, which will be shared through the Zoom chat. You can just click on it and select the particular speaker, evaluator, meeting leader, or role player who you feel did their role to the best of their abilities. I shall not be voting until there is the need for breaking a tie. Back to you, Mr. Toastmaster.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Dr. Sundar. Without further ado, let's get on to our meeting proceedings. We have a lot of prepared speakers today. To start off with the first speaker, before calling the speaker who is doing his project 1 L2P3, let me call his evaluator to explain what exactly is the speech criteria. Toastmaster Jijo Kushi, could you please explain the speech criteria of my speaker today?
Thank you, Toastmaster. Good evening. Fellow Toastmasters, distinguished guests. The purpose of the project is for the member to clearly define how Toastmasters envisions mentoring. He will share some aspect of his previous experience as a protege. Time length, 5 to 7 minutes. Back to you.
Thank you very much, Evaluator Toastmaster Jijo Kushi. My next speaker, when I asked him what makes him smile, he smiled, he laughed, he sent a voice clip. He asked me, why do you want to know all these things? I said, just like that. Then he sent some messages which I didn't understand, but then he did a voice message and he said, Manaz, when our gavels perform, and when I see my son and daughter performing amazingly, brilliantly, and when they accomplish whatever accomplishments they have, it all makes me smile. Isn't it? We all wait for our dear ones to accomplish great things in their life. And we all survive for that accomplishments. We all work hard for their success. And well said, Toastmaster Mohammed Mateen. It is absolutely true what you said. And let me welcome to deliver his speech on mentoring, Toastmaster Mohammed Mateen, the upcoming Sergeant at Arms of TAJ Toastmasters Club. Stage is yours.
Am I audible?
You're loud and clear.
Thank you. If you cannot see where you're going, ask someone who has been there, said Lauren Norris. A very good evening, fellow Toastmasters, my dear line of guests from various parts of the countries. Today, when I was asked when do I smile, there was an actual reason behind it. When Toastmaster Manaz was trying hard to get a photo of mine with a smile. And when he asked about it, I said, I don't do that. And that is why my wife and daughter, they always say, you better not smile because we get chuckles when you smile. Fellow Toastmasters, the project for tonight, Toastmaster Mentoring. Mentoring is an experienced member who provides guidance and support to empower the prodigy to reach his real goals. The most successful mentor have to be prodigies and often continue to work with mentors of their own. I had the privilege of having many mentors like my parents, my teachers, my friends, my family, and my uncles, and a lot more of people whom I may not even remember them as mentors. My mentorship journey starts with my mother. My father being abroad, I didn't have the privilege to have a male mentor around. And mentoring, is said that mentoring is a brain to pick, a ear to listen, and a push in the right direction, said John Cosby. Who better than a mom to have a better ears to listen and to guide you into the right direction? When I was very young, I had a twin sister, and I was very naughty, and we were 3 brothers. Even though my father was abroad, he was very much timer. Could you please pin? I am not able to pin timer. Okay, thank you. when I was young, I'm a twin and with 3 brothers, we were very naughty and it was very difficult for my mom to handle. But even though she was an iron lady, she had imbibed in us the compassion, the empathy, the values which I cherish and which I give it to the generation next. This is the kind of mentoring which I had from my mom. She would never allow us to trouble a little rat or a cat or a dog in the street. And that is why we value life. We value life today as it is. And we have been very grateful to have a mentor like my mom who inculcated a lot of things in me which make me today as a man in front of you. And that's the reason I see a lot of Tajians loving me. My mom had always been a towering personality for me. As you all know, I work with 3 NGOs. The reason for this being is that I don't get any amount of pleasure, no matter what in the earth I get it. When it comes to giving, this is the pleasure which I get because that was something which was imbibed in me at a very young age. And my mom used to make us give things what we eat and what we wear and not what we throw. And this is what being inculcated in us, that we need to do charity at a very young age, and we need to help others. Even during this pandemic, we have been very supportive. And the reason behind it that my mom has mentored us in such a way that we need to look beyond. Even though we have a bread, we share half of it with the people who do not have it. While it comes to my dad, even though he was abroad, he would make sure that we are home by 6:30 in the evening. He used to daily give us a call and make sure that we are home, because in a city like Mangalore, where flamboyance starts at 6:30, and that is the reason we used to be at home. My father figure was always there, and he was just a phone call away. I would be failing in my duties if I do not remember my greatest mentor, Rajshekhar Manjunath, who was the Nitya Education Trust Dean, who imbibed in me the management skills, the oratory skills, for which I'm one of the known persons in TAJ, in impromptu speaking. And I dedicate it to him because he was the one who nurtured this in me. And that is the reason why I'm able to speak flawlessly in front of you. I have had many, many mentors and many, many friends and neighbors whom I may not be able to remember this day. But for sure, I always cherish them and remember them. I remember them throughout my life. When it comes to TAJ Toastmasters, it all happened in IBC when Dr. Mahesh Pillai introduced me, he being a mentor who introduced me to TAJ, and then he happened to introduce me to my mentor, who is now a virtual mentor, Dr. Sundar Ramalingam, who has been very kind to me and being very supportive to me, and just a phone call away, even though we are not meeting physically. I would like to thank all my mentors for having given me this opportunity, and I would not be able to go home if I don't remember my mentor, or call it a tamer, my wife, who has molded me to what she wants me to be. Over to the Toastmaster of the evening.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Muhammad Mateen. In fact, we all learn from each other, and I have definitely learned a lot of things from you. as well, as a good friend, as a badminton mate. It was indeed great when you spoke about memories. Memories do make us smile. Am I right? A lot of pleasant memories. If you look at an old photograph, you smile. Thinking about those times, those days. Our next speaker, speaker number 2, is accomplishing a title very soon. And it's an accomplishment speech. Basically, I would call it like that, because it's his DTM speech, second speech. And he will be evaluated by Distinguished Toastmaster Gurrajan, sir. Distinguished Toastmaster Gurrajan, would you like to please explain the speech criteria?
Thank you, Toastmaster Manas. And dear Toastmasters and distinguished guests, a warm good evening to all of you. It is time for the speaker to smile or chuckle or even laugh loudly, because he is doing the second project in DTM. He's doing the second speech in the DTM project. The title of the speech is Strategy to Survive. The purpose is for the member to demonstrate his skills as a leader and a public speaker. The purpose of the speech is also to share his experience. And the time of the speech is 8 to 10 minutes. Good luck to the speaker, and over to the Toastmaster of the evening.
Thank you very much, DTM Gurrajan, sir. Recognitions make smiles in your faces. That is what our speaker believes. And he shared a message when somebody sent him, "You are our real gem. Great work. Keep it up." And some applause. You know, such messages which comes in WhatsApp make you smile, irrespective where you are sitting. A quick chuckle comes to your face. And that's what exactly life is all about. Let's make others smile and let us smile. Let me invite an energetic Toastmaster, our area director-elect for Area 6, Toastmaster Nandu Kotarat, doing this Distinguished Toastmaster Project speech number 2. The stage is yours, Toastmaster Nandu.
I'm unable to pin the timer. Could you please spotlight the timer? Thank you. Am I audible? Hello, am I audible?
Yes, loud and clear.
Sell the problems you solve, not the products. Dear fellow Toastmasters, distinguished Toastmasters, and my dear friends, a warm good evening to you all. March 2020. See, when I say March 2020, there are some sparks goes between you, right? What was the specialty of March 2020? Yes, this date was the first lockdown started in Saudi Arabia. As usual, all the companies are in a very big trouble. All employees are fearing about their position, their job, their family, and the pandemic. I would like to say, more than the fear of their life, they feared about their job. Am I right? In that situation, we all are face to face the issues or the fear of losing the job. Especially, we are dealing with school products. All the schools are shut down. We don't know what we have to do for the coming months. I'm the first person who went for quarantine because I got the chicken pox on the same day of the lockdown. That was a very difficult time. This 15 days I was in the quarantine, I was thinking a lot of unnecessary thoughts. The 16th day, I sent a message to my boss. The chicken box is over, I'm okay now. Immediately, the next hour, he called me and he gave me the assignment that we need to make a strategy plan for the coming months, because I'm the one who's doing all this work for the company as a FP&A manager. Totally, I was out of my order. I took this challenge. Actually, it was a big challenge for me, and I started day and night work. I worked day and night to complete the strategic plan. I submitted and I got the approval from the management, and they asked me to implement the project into the company. As usual, when we start any project, we need a team. I created a team with our sales managers and marketing managers and marketing director. We started our project. The second day, our key person, our marketing director, group 2, got corona, and he went for the quarantine. He was ready, or he was the person who has to negotiate with all our suppliers. We got the challenge from the day one itself, but we didn't go back and we continue our project. Our project, we make it in 3 sessions or 3 segments, like short term, medium term, and long term. Even though it is a not big long term means it is 6 to 1 year, we consider as it is, and 1 to 2 months, 3 to 6 months, like that, we categorize our project. The first and important thing is to eliminate the bleeding of cash. The first month, our sales was not sufficient to pay the salary of our employees in one country. We have a lot of commitment in the coming months. There are a lot of bank commitments. We started to negotiate with our suppliers to hold our shipment, to extend the credit facilities, and cancel the orders. Some of them, they supported us, but some, like suppliers, like Chinese suppliers, they said no. That was a very critical time on this project. At last, we could convince them, and we got the credit facility from all these people. And we completed our first target, the short-term target, within a couple of weeks. We negotiated with the banks. Already they give us a moratorium, but all these payments accumulated into 1 month. It is not easy to bear us, or it is not easy to pay within a month, within the same month. So we requested and negotiated. At last, we got the restructured the loan. The second part, the second session was to bring more product in our portfolio, because our one segment is the school segment, which covers almost 80–85% of our turnover. So we need to replace with other product like commodity product, papers and all these things. We brought new products, new items in our portfolio, and we succeeded to sell into the market. The third project, the third session was to bring more brands in our portfolio as well as started new segment in our business. The new products like VIP, LME, this kind of products that very popular, this trolley luggage bags, that was very popular and a lot of people are using these brands. So after the tough negotiation with the distributors, we got the distribution in the GCC. I remember when I started this project, I presented in front of my team, sales and marketing team. Some of them were very supportive, but some of them asked one thing. See, the market is not open. How we can survive or how we can make the sales in from this market. But we are very positive minded. We have got a lot of support. And at the end, we succeeded to achieve the sales to minimum sales, that is to cover our expenses. That was our success. I cannot say, or I will not say we got a big jump or we got a great profit in this period, but I can say our success is to keep our employees without any termination. That was our success. The last month, I went to our warehouse. So I got this, all our employees came and they were very happy because they were expected to terminate or a long vacation. Dear fellow Toastmasters, we have to encourage our people. For encouragement, we need to motivate them, we need to appreciate them, and we need to work as a team. As a team leader, we have to work, goes the way, shows the way, and work together with them. Then only we can achieve the success. My wife asked me, you are sitting in front of the Toastmaster meeting throughout the day or all the week, what you achieve? I told her 1 year before, my time will come. After completing this project, I got an appreciation email from our president and I told him, this is my achievement from the Toastmasters. Because whatever I learned from the Toastmasters, I implemented in my career. That is the result. That I learned leadership skill, I learned presentation skill, and I implemented in my career, and I could able to complete my project successfully. This is the benefit I received from the Toastmasters. Dear fellow Toastmasters, Toastmastering is a big, like a sea. We can achieve a lot of things from the how you are implementing in your career. That is important. Through my project, I implemented and I succeeded. Then definitely you can also achieve your goals through the Toastmaster. Over to you, facilitator.
Thank you, Toastmaster Nandu Kotarat. I have been a partner in your journey of success, and we have seen you grow from where to where, and it's very evident that, and it's great to see that you implemented whatever you have learned in your organization, and wish you all the best and congratulations for completing your Distinguished Toastmaster project speech number 2. We have another amazing speech coming up, and this is a second speech by one of our Toastmasters. May I call upon his evaluator, Toastmaster Dr. Sundar Ramalikam, to kindly explain the speech criteria?
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Manas. My speaker is going to deliver his level 1, project 2 from Effective Coaching Path. And this is actually his second speech. He has received feedback for the same speech in an earlier meeting, and he is going to repeat his speech again, applying those feedback. The objective of this speech is for the member to demonstrate that he or she has applied the feedback received from his or her first speech. And speech length is 5 to 7 minutes. Back to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Dr. Sanjay. Now, when I asked this Toastmaster what made him smile, he made me smile because he said, when I saw you during our annual day and then you took a photo of mine, and that made me smile. And I thought I should be sharing that picture of yours, the entire world. And you smiled very brilliantly. Thank you very much, Distinguished Toastmaster S.R. Sridhar. He not only have smiled, he have brought smiles in many faces. Why should I talk about someone else when I have smiles in my house because of Distinguished Toastmaster S.R. Sridhar? My father considers Distinguished Toastmaster S.R. Sridhar as his mentor. When he started a club which has more than 200 members right now, and it has been divided into 3 clubs, he says it's all because of the big encouragement given to him as a new member in Toastmastering by Distinguished Toastmaster S.R. Sridhar. He is just one out of the many. Inspiring speaker, mentor for many, even a young president of a new Toastmasters Club, which is in Area 6, Mecca Toastmasters Club for Chartered Accountants. Let me call upon Distinguished Toastmaster S.R. Sridhar to speak about a speech that is titled, The Only Thing That Matters. The Only Thing That Matters, DTM S.R. Sridhar. The stage is yours.
If you have integrity, you have everything. If you do not have integrity, you do not have anything, said my dad long time back, and repeated it. 4.5 decades back, I was rushing to the Santa Cruz airport in Bombay to receive my dad, who was coming from Delhi and going back to Gandhidham. I just was standing in the door and saw him. He was just rushing. He said, Sridhar, I have to be there in Kandla tomorrow. I told him, what happened, Dad? Anything wrong? What happened? Anything wrong? Something wrong happened? No, I have to be there. Come. We have to rush to the station. I said, what happened? Anything wrong? Please let me know what's happening. He said, no, I have organized a meeting at 10 o'clock. Meeting? At 10? The way you said, I was scared something happened to my mom. He said, no. I've given a word. I have to keep it. I said, so we can have it day after tomorrow. No. Come. I can't do anything. Immediately, we went to rush to the Bombay Central Station. And by the time we were entering the station, we saw touts selling black tickets. He said, 50 rupees ka ek. So my dad told me, Sridhar, do not buy any tickets from these people, touts. I don't support corruption. I said, yeah. I will go standing, but I will not support corruption. I said, no, I will not approach him, Dad. I'm not approaching. Come, we'll go. I remembered my dad telling Abraham Lincoln, if it is decreed that I have to go down linked with truth, so be it. I will not do otherwise. I said, Dad, come. When we went to the first class and I was standing in the queue, I was moving ahead. And by the time I reached the window, it closed. I said, I was so happy. I said, Dad, come, we will not, tickets are not available. Can we do it tomorrow? I told you I have to be there tomorrow. Come, see the second class. I said, second class is full, Dad. What? Come, go to the unreserved window. I had no choice. I went to the unreserved window and stood there and got the tickets. And then there was so much of crowd in Bombay Central Station. I just got my dad and meandered through the crowds and reached the gate and squeezed into the compartment. It was really, and I caught my dad. My dad, this was very much hot. It's warm. I said he was running temperature, I feel. Then I just told my some co-passengers there, just please take up my dad. My dad got angry. I can take care of it myself. Why are you going and approaching these people? No, it's okay, in case. And then the next day, when I was so worried. The next day when he landed in Gandhidham, Kandla, and then after the meeting, he calls me from house and says, as if he has won the World Cup. I have come, I've had the meeting, I've finished the meeting, and now thank you for supporting me. I was wondering, that's my dad, who was a person of unimpeachable integrity. Every second of his life, he was a person of integrity. Every action. The greatest testimony was that in 2001, the Gujarat earthquake, 7.84 Richter scale, the iconic buildings and structure he built in 1954, not a scratch happened, while other buildings fell down. That was my dad. And back to year 2001, when I was a VP Education of Kohinoor Toastmasters Club, we had to form the District 79, the Middle East, and each club had to make one more club. That was the resolution. We were so enthusiastic. We had 62 members and with 32 members, we formed the club. And we were so happy and enthusiastic. But within 5 months, in January 2002, we were reduced to 9 members only. And my ExCom member says, Sridhar, why don't we merge back to Kohinoor Club? I said, what? I have given a word. I have given a word that we are going to increase the numbers and make the District 79. But we say we'll fail. No. I told him, Ajoy, I cannot do that. I've given a word. I have to keep it somehow. Why are you getting so emotional? I said, so what? I've given a word. Then within a few months, we enrolled people into the Toastmasters. And our VP Education I brought from Riyadh Club. He suggested, we had brainstorming sessions every week, and we improved the quality of the club. He used to bring his TV, his TV to the club every time and put World Championship feast, and we had educational sessions. People got attracted to it. Little by little, members came, and we finished by 32. Not only finished by 32, we had 2 contestants in the district finals in Dubai in 2003. Third Toastmasters. Integrity is everything. If you are a person of integrity, you are a success. Wherever life you go, whether it's home, whether it's office, you don't have to be brilliant. But if you're dependable, if you're trustworthy, you've made it. The only thing that matters is integrity. Mr. Toastmaster.
Thank you very much, distinguished Toastmaster S.R. Sridhar, for that brilliant speech delivery. I'm sure the evaluator will have a tough time today. Upcoming next is yet another distinguished Toastmaster project, second speech. Before calling the speaker, I will ask the evaluator, who is none other than me, to explain the evaluation criteria. So, my dear speaker, the purpose of this second speech is for you to share some aspect of your experience completing the project. Dear timer, kindly note that the timing is 8 to 10 minutes, 8 minutes green, 9 minutes yellow, 10 minutes red, and 30 seconds to wind up. 8 to 10 minutes. Now, talking about the speaker, I asked him the same question which I asked all the speakers today, and well, I don't know how to translate that, but still, thinking about how I will convey this message to you made me smile. However, he used to play a game called Damsharas. Do you know what Damsharas is? That is, you have to tell us movie name, and then you act it out and make the other person say that name. And he remembered he and his friends playing a game, and the movie name was Brahmaram. Okay, it's a famous movie in Malayalam. Brahmaram means a person who roams around without any clue. And this friend of him started acting and acting and acting until sweat started falling from all over his face, and he was not able to make others say this answer. This was quite funny for that time for all of them, and it was embarrassing for his friend. But whenever he sees that friend, it makes him laugh. That simple thought of him doing all those acts, stupid acts, make him laugh. Isn't it true that when we see a friend of us, and we think about what all foolishness he would have done during our history, during our pastimes, and during our school days, that makes and brings a big smile to all of us. Thank you, Toastmaster Roy Jones, for bringing out a lot of Damsharas memories to me as well. My speaker, Toastmaster Roy Jones, is going to say his speech, Distinguished Toastmaster speech number 2. That explains about who he is. He is a dynamic Toastmaster. He is a president of one of our new Toastmasters Club. He is VPPR, upcoming VPPR of TAJ Toastmasters Club, taking my role, taking the burden away. And he's a club coach of a successful club which accomplished 10 out of 10 DC per point, and as a successful club coach, let me call upon an eminent Toastmaster to present a speech which is titled DTM. It is not Distinguished Toastmaster, it is Disclosing Thrilling Milestones. DTM, Disclosing Thrilling Milestones by Toastmaster Roy Jones. Stage is yours. Toastmaster Roy, you may please unmute.
True success is not a project, but a journey, said by Miles Monroe. Good evening, dear Toastmasters, and welcome guests. As I mentioned in my first speech, as a part of my DTM project, I selected to conduct a social responsibility program contest for students, and thereby attracting the students and their parents to the Toastmasters fraternity. This was my project overview. Based on that, I made a project plan, decided to the project purpose as explained before. We had arranged the resources, fixed the key deliverables such as trophies and certificates to the winners and fixed the milestones to be covered. In addition to that, lot of subsidiary tasks to be conducted. My next step was the announcement and publishing. We made a flyer for that and we cascaded with the help of our public relations chair, Toastmaster Manas, to all the PR fraternity. Together with the main flyer, we added an introductory flyer also to understand the contest details for the participants so that they can easily, there should not be any confusion in that. Now, myself worked out the goal setting criteria. The short-term, long-term goal is the usage of public speaking and leadership abilities acquired from Toastmastering for the benefit of social empowerment. And medium-term goals fixed as attracting youth and parents to the Toastmasters fraternity. Lastly, short-term goals is the revealing our social responsibility approach of our Toastmasters Club to the society which we belongs to. My team organized a very talented person, dividing their responsibilities each other. First one, Toastmaster Mansoor. He was the event advisor. Literally, he was the key person to advise me in all the stages of the project. Thank you, Toastmaster Mansoor. Next comes our club president, Toastmaster Dr. Mahesh Pillai. He was very energetic, and we all know he is a Zoom master, but I will say he is a doctor of Zoom operations. His technical knowledge helped me a lot in this project. Then comes Toastmaster Jijo Koshi, who is the key person for the corporate responsibility of this project. He provided all the instruction based on that. Now, our VP Education Toastmaster, Dr. Sundar Ramalingam, provided all the educational aspects of the project. My next team member is Toastmaster Matin, who is an expert in sponsorship dealings, and he tried his level best. My next teammate is Toastmaster Manas Al-Bukhari as an expert in public relations. He showed his excellent work by cascading all the flyers around. Next comes Toastmaster Shijomon Jos as the logistics chair. He did a great hard work for arranging the trophies, stickers, and gathering and collected everything. And lastly, we had the Sunil Edikula, Toastmaster Sunil Edikula as the part of this team, and he contributed his part as the registration chair. When we had a meeting, we fixed the contest procedures and guidelines to be issued to the contestants. We fixed the guidelines in such a way that nobody has a confusion about the contest procedures. As a result, there should not be any complaints from the contestants. That was a great success. Now, on 31st May 2021, I presented my first DTM speech, and Dr. Sundar evaluated me and suggested for the recommendations. Now, the preparation of the contest day. The contest agenda was released clearly specifying the flow of the agenda. And that was clear, and no meeting leader, no event leader has any confusion. Now comes, the contest started. Here comes the real picture of the event. We can see, even if there was an examination time for the students, a large number of students participated in the event seriously. This proves that how our vision and objective of the event attracted the students and parents. Now, these are some of the shots from the event who were very event team, who were very active and helping me a lot and showing their dedication to the event. You can see the commitment and group effort in each leaders. That was a great gathering and great success. Finally, We are all happy and successful completion of the event. Now, here is some creativities from the students. All of them are attractive and purely resembles the theme of the best out of waste creativity contest. Now, coming to the post-event procedures. We ensured an unbiased contest result to our integrity, as per our integrity. For that, we decided to fix 3 judges from different schools, created a uniform judges sheet criteria to be followed. Then we collected the judges sheet with the result and consolidate all the results to get the final result. That was a great task because all the participants were very competitive. Now, winners are declared at the Toastmasters annual day. All the prizes and certificates were presented and arranged to distribute to the winners. This was the great effort from team members, team leaders. Winners are declared and all the trophies are presented. Trophies and certificates are also distributed to all event leaders for their hard work and dedication. Now, this project, the ethical framework was decided and pointed at the current issues, facts, options, stakeholders, and possible decisions, its impact, and finally the best decision for the current use. These are all analyzed and finalized. At last, I got the 360 evaluation from my team members, and all of them supported and approved my project based on my management and management ability of project. Now, I would like to express my sincere thanks from the bottom of my heart to all my team members, TAJ members, and participants for helping me to complete this DTM project. Without your support and encouragement, I wouldn't reach this stage. I wouldn't achieve anything from Toastmasters. During and after the event, some of the students and parents contacted us and expressed their willingness to join our clubs. We will follow. That was the success with this event. In a short period, I hope we will get more members from this event to the TAJ Girls Club as well as TAJ Toastmasters Club. With this event, I'm sure the non-Toastmasters got an impression that TAJ Club is doing not only the public speaking, but also doing some social commitments. Sometimes it may be the main motive of non-Toastmasters to join this club. Even though I completed my project now, the ultimate effect of this event will be raised soon. I'm sure about that. Now, Henry Ford once said, coming together is beginning, staying together is progress, and working together is success. With this note, I would like to conclude my second DTM project speech. Over to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Roy Joss, for successful completion of your DTM project, and many congratulations for the completion of an awesome outreach event for TAJ Toastmasters. Thank you very much for all your support. A big round of applause for that entire event. Appreciate it. Coming up next is an amazing speaker. We are looking forward for a great speech from a great speaker. Before calling up the speaker, let me call upon his evaluator to explain the speech criteria. Toastmaster Hassan Hussain, kindly explain the speech criteria.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the day. Fellow Toastmasters, a warm good evening to all of you. The member is going to present his level 5 project 1 speech from the Pathways Visionary Communication. The purpose of this project is for the member to develop a detailed vision for his or her personal life, professional life, or in an organization. This is his first speech, and the purpose of this first speech for him is to share some aspect of his vision. He shall deliver a well-organized speech on his vision. He shall include information about the process of developing his vision or benefit of bringing it to fruition. A speech could be humorous, informal, informational, or any style the member chooses. The title of a speech is Reflections. A speech duration will be 5 to 7 minutes. I wish good luck to my speaker. Over to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Hassan Hussain, for that elaborate speech criteria. When I asked this Toastmaster when was the last time he smiled, he said he smiled a lot after he saw a family video, an old family video which brought chuckles to his face. Let me tell you, I also watch old videos of mine and I become shy in front of my kids. What physique I used to carry, what body shapes I used to have, and what all mistakes and errors I committed. And all these are captured in an awesome manner by my father. Truly appreciate him for bringing that smiles back. And old videos always brings memories, and we should appreciate that person who took that video for you. And I believe that also brings a lot of smile to your face. With that, let me call upon a dynamic Toastmaster, the champion of TAJ Toastmasters Club. He always grabs our trophies away. And whenever I say this, I can see smile in his face. And even distinguished Toastmaster Gurrajan keeps smiling. He says, okay. He's also smiling. So all those people who did not win first prize always smiles whenever they hear Toastmaster Dr. Sundar's name. Let me call upon our VP Education, the President-elect of TAJ Toastmasters Club, Toastmaster Dr. Sundar, to the podium to say a speech, Reflections. Toastmaster Dr. Sundar, the stage is yours.
Toastmasters and all my dear friends present here, can you name one thing that never lies? Any guesses? Come on, something that never lies, no matter what. Related to my speech title, please, guys. The mirror. I believe many of you would have chuckled at this thought. Whether you're fat, lean, tall, short, beautiful, ugly, or whatever it is, the mirror never lies. In fact, when I'm seeing myself in the camera, because I was seeing myself in the mirror for quite a few days with this arm sling, I've had a lot of reflections and I had some crazy visions. With my right arm immobilized, I should be having a vision of being ambidextrous, doing everything with my left hand. I tied my tie with the left hand. I dressed up. Does it look good? In fact, I did a shaving with my left hand without any bruises or cuts. Interesting, right? Fellow Toastmasters and my dear friends, jokes apart. In the words of Steve Jobs, if you are working on something exciting and you care for it, then you don't need a push to go forward. All that you need is just a vision. But for you to develop a vision, you need to look back and see what you care for. Tracking back my days as a budding dentist, as a budding oral surgeon when I was doing my training back in India, we had many patients to help and train on. They're typical medical college scenarios where you have so many patients coming to you for treatment and service is given free. That's one of the reasons patients do come in there. And the reason why service is being delivered free, a secret note, trade secret rather, is because we have students to train for. Of course, we have the able mentors who are supervising us at every stage of our treatment so that nothing goes wrong anywhere, anytime, or for anyone else. So at that point in time, we had a lot of clinical exposure wherein we were training and treating patients, and that has made us competent clinicians. You might all know that professionally, I am an oral surgeon, a surgical field that specializes in the surgery of the mouth, face, and the jaws. We treat ailments involving any tumors or any injuries or even any problems arising from the teeth. So this is my particular specialty, to just give you a brief. So I have been thankful to say, because of my mentors, the places where I trained back home in India, I have been really efficient. But when I finished my training, started working there and thought of greener pastures and came here, landed in Saudi Arabia, I found that I was handicapped similar to this arm sling in one particular aspect of clinical practice. For those of you who are not in the know, if you look at the way we clinicians treat patients these days, there is something called as evidence-based practice. What is evidence-based practice? If you come to me as a patient for an ailment, I have to give you a treatment that has been proven. You might have all heard about phase 1, phase 2, phase 3 trials of this COVID-19 vaccine. That's all going on now. All of this is part and parcel of this evidence-based practice. And one of the key elements of evidence-based practice is scientific research and reporting. So what is the scientific research and reporting? Well, scientific research is you collect data that you are treating the patients. What is the response from the patients? Probably you might even do some trial studies. For the lay people, I would like to put it in easy words. Phase 1 is actually a very small group involving trial. Phase 2 is a bit larger group, and phase 3 is something called a population study. So we do it en masse in a huge population. So these kind of data are to be reported and presented in reputed scientific journals, which are called peer-reviewed journals. In fact, if you look at those millions of healthcare-related scientific journals, none of them pay any money for those who review it, because it is peer review. It is like a peer-to-peer benefit sharing basis. For example, I submit a research manuscript. Somebody reviews it and gives me the feedback based on which I improve it. So same way I reciprocate it when I receive a scientific research manuscript to me. But this aspect was a critical handicap when I landed here. Although I had a great amount of clinical exposure, I had a critical handicap. Thanks to the mentors that I had here, I was able to develop my abilities as a very good scientific researcher reporting. In fact, I should say in the last 10 years, I have been able to publish close to around 50 scientific articles in reputed peer-reviewed journals. Looking back at those words that I quoted earlier in my speech about Steve Jobs, if there is something that I'm excited about, if there is something that I care for, I have no doubt of clinical data back in my home country, but I have a lot of critical inhibition, a lot of critical deficiency in the way it is being reported. Imagine Covaxin, the vaccine that has been developed in India. It's actually a very trustworthy vaccine, but still it is not being recognized by the WHO. What is the reason behind it? The way we are failing in research reporting, scientific reporting back home in India. So if I'm passionate about it and I have a vision that I have to do it, I could do something in my specialty, and I want to create a center for academic research in dentistry and allied specialties. Whatever little that I have known, I could easily share it to people, especially with the virtual connect that we have now, a simple YouTube video or a Zoom meeting to conduct a meeting. All of this could be enough. But I have to go a step further. I would like to train people on how to think critically in terms of scientific reporting. I have a vision that I have to train the budding dentists and budding oral surgeons who are coming henceforth, the future generations. They need to be equipped with this research reporting ability. So next time when something is being reported back from my home country, India, nobody in the world questions because it is still evidence-based. Here, my friends, this is my vision. And my next speech, I shall outline to you how I'm going to execute it. Back to you, Mr. Toastmaster.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Dr. Sundar. In fact, I know many people who don't lie, apart from the mirror, but I don't want to disclose it right now. But let us go into our next speaker. Before going into the speaker, let me call his evaluator, our Area 6 Director, Toastmaster Sunny Kurula, to explain the speech criteria.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the evening. Fellow Toastmasters and distinguished guests, and exuberant greetings to you all. The speaker is going to deliver his project, Distinguished Toastmaster Second Speech. The purpose of this project is for the member to demonstrate his or her skills as a leader and a public speaker. The purpose of this second speech is for the member to share some aspects of his or her experience completing this project. Time, 8 to 10 minutes. The title, My Dream Event in CSR. We are going to witness a chuckle in his face as he is going to complete his DTM second speech. Over to you, Toastmaster of the evening.
I have been chuckling all the way, listening to a lot of DTM projects today. This is our third DTM project, second speech. And let's hear from an amazing leader. You would be wondering, who is this guy? Now, I asked him what makes him smile, and he told me a story which, in fact, is brilliant. He had an open position of a leadership position in this organization, which it's an additional responsibility, and he was doubtful whether he need to go and pick it up. And he approached his superior, his boss, with a lot of doubts, fear. And when he approached him and he said, I'm ready to take up this responsibility, the smile in his leader, he made him comfortable, He made him comfortable. He made him sit down. He asked him to unmask. And he was telling that I was looking for a leader like you. And that moment of truth made him a big smile in his face. Isn't it true that when our superiors, our leaders appreciate us and motivate us by their talks, it brings a big smile to our face? Indeed, well said, Toastmaster Jijokushi, a successful leader who proved that TAJ Toastmasters membership share has a lot of things to do. He accomplished an array of success when he accomplished all the membership awards, whichever was defined by the district and by Toastmasters International, this program here. Our successful VP membership, VP Education Elect, and CSR Manager of District 79, Toastmaster Jijokushi, for delivering his Distinguished Toastmaster Project speech number 2. Stage is yours.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the evening, for a very generous introduction. Hello, Toastmasters, distinguished guest. Today, I'm going to speak about my dream event in CSR. But more than that, I have a bigger dream. That dream, I'm sure most of us have it. That is to satisfy someone very important in your life. Guess what? It's your wife. Have you been able to do that until today? No. I have been trying. I'm seriously trying. One day I will achieve it. I will achieve it. the first time I took up CSR manager's role, she said, okay, 1 year you are a Toastmaster. You gave many speeches. What did you achieve? I said, I'm going great guns. I am CSR manager district. I'm doing so many things. My question is, what did you achieve? Friends, this question is pulling me the whole year. And every time I did an event, I ensured I got an answer to that. I made sure every event conducted in CSR should be a dream event, should be something beneficial to the audience, something to carry out. When I joined as a Toastmaster, I asked the first question, what do I get? The same question is asked today by many people, what will I get? Many don't have the answers. They say, there is so many trainings, there is so much, but where? You need to show it to them. You need to give it to them. I did that through my CSR events. And this project of mine, I ensured that is well given to the audience. My dream project in CSR was to bring in many safety professionals to this fraternity. I know many safety guys who need this skill of Toastmasters in their presentations, in their workplace, in the industry. And that is missing. So bringing them in here was the best thing to do. And through this event, I did that. I got, for everything they say, alone, you can do so little, but together, you can do so much. So to do a successful event, you need a team. And I got the right team for this event. The registration was held by Dr. Mahesh's support. He gave his all contacts into safety professions and he got 80 members for this event through him. Thank you, Dr. Mahesh, for that. The PR team, they ensured the subject is, the event is circulated all around the district. And it gave a lot of audience through our publicity. The challenge. I was prepared in my first speech, as I explained, about the challenges expected from the Zoom. Most of us are worried about Zoom being hacked. I had previous experience of a Zoom bombing, which I ensured that in this event will be taken care by the technological team. We made utmost security so to avoid any kind of issues, and we made a webinar to be fully proof from any Zoom bombings. Next, how to make a successful event. Successful event, as I said, should be by the right content to the right audience. So what I did was to get something on occupational hazards. Most of us here sitting in these chairs, even now, if I could see, most of us are sitting in a lazy mode. You're not understanding. You are pushing yourself into a really bad position to your back. And that calls for ergonomics. So through my events, I made sure that we are giving ergonomic solutions to the audience. And that helped many people learn what they did not know. And then what are occupational hazards we are facing in the industry? There are many people who don't know what we are going through. And that was well explained by our presenter from India, Dr. Uma Shankar, who I thought was the best for this subject. And really, hats off to him. He made sure everyone in the audience had something to take home. Don't you wish? Some Toastmaster event, okay, you will have a club officers training, yes. But something to do with our professions, our careers, to do something in our industry is what we are looking for. That's why we are coming. That's why I came. Not just to become a Toastmaster, but learn something for my profession to help me in my career. Again, many events, my wife always kept asking me, you're sick talking about career guidance, this and that. Did your brother-in-law get a job through you? Friends, I will repeat. through our events, we are ensuring to make contacts. This is only possible through Toastmasters. And that's what I learned here. Through our events, I do the networking and I get connected to people. And many people through HR background had visited this event, and it's really helping me. It helped my brother-in-law as well in Dubai, who got connected through this. Now he got a good job. And this made my wife a bit at least happy. So like this, we need to have some focus in life, something to take home, something. Whenever you do something, you need to have any event for that reason. I ensure that things are done in a proper way. This event, we had a few great leaders from my CSR team who helped me make an event perfect. The first person who helped me was Toastmaster Seema. Toastmaster Seema Rizvi was the master of ceremony for the event, who ensured the whole segment went in a flawless way. Next, we had the timers who ensured things were in a proper way based on time. And that was ensured by Toastmaster Merlin, who supported me as a timer and made sure we were given the proper alertness at the time. Then, the audience. Surely, the audience had many questions. You need to answer them as well. So the Q&A was arranged, and all those questions were taken prior to the event and during the event to make sure their answers are given in the proper way. I did that, and I took the responsibility of Q&A session myself and ensured their questions in this occupational hazard sector was really answered properly. This way, I felt I did justice to my event. The district as a whole and the district director was available, who himself was pleased with this event. And he said that we really brought in many variety of programs through our CSR. And this is one of his pleasing events as well. And I'm really happy to finish that with a nice tone and 80 members. Now, TAJ has gained members through this event. I'm really happy that we are helping many people get into Toastmasters through our events. Friends, fellow Toastmasters, we have to do something for a purpose. I'm doing it through my events, and I'm happy. My DTM project has gained some members, some benefit to learn something about occupational hazards, just helping them in the industry. And when you give something, you get something in the way of members. So let us give something which is beneficial to people and to society, and the good things will always come back to you. Thank you. Back to you.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Jijagoshi, for that awesome speech. Many congratulations to you for completing your Distinguished Toastmaster Project second speech. Well, it's time for me to ask the timer whether all the speakers are qualified. Are you going to give smiles to all my speakers?
Good evening, Toastmasters of the day. I am happy all the speakers have qualified except Toastmaster Nandu Kotara. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Muhammad Iqbal. I'm sure echoes from Nandu's face Toastmaster Nandu's face would have gone away. Yep, the voting link is already here. Toastmaster Dr. Sundar has shared it. Please do vote for your best speaker. Our general evaluator is going to be our next session, a general evaluation session, and our general evaluator, I did not ask him this question because I thought I will ask him in person because I'm going to anyway see you and talk to you in person right now. I have spotlighted you as well. So we have a CEO of a company standing right next to me, and he brings smiles to a lot of people in Saudi Arabia when he announces his flyer Here is a flight from India to Saudi Arabia via Serbia. At times, I think I should have been in India. I would have taken a trip to Serbia, roamed around, and came back to Saudi Arabia. But he brings smiles to a lot of people's faces by his awesome packages. Teakwood Travels. I am doing a promo. You need to pay me after this meeting. Eminent Toastmaster, an excellent evaluator, awesome speaker. I have heard him speak in Tamil as well. Let me call upon our general evaluator for the day, Toastmaster Karunakaran, to do the general evaluation and to tell us when was the last time you smiled. The stage is all yours, Toastmaster Karunakaran.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the evening, Toastmaster Manas Al-Bukhari. It was wonderful introduction. I'm very much grateful to you for the wonderful marketing also. Okay, it brings me a lot of smile and chucklings. When Dr. Sundar called me, Karuna, can you take general evaluation? I happily accepted. Okay, yet another meeting. Let's face it. When the meeting started, I saw that from all the continents, we have the guest. That brought me a lot of smiling and chucklings because I'm worried about my evaluation after my general evaluation. Okay, without further ado, let's go for our general evaluation session. This is a wonderful session and it is very much required in all the meetings conducted in our Toastmaster platform. So what is it all about? It is like self-examination. We assess our strength and we learn, what are the areas to be improved. Okay, so we focus there, we learn there, we listen from our evaluator. So this session will be conducted as a three-part. The first part is evaluators evaluate the speakers. Then the second portion comes, our meeting leaders, they give their report. Third one comes as a general evaluator. I will be giving the overall feedback about the meeting. So let's listen from our evaluators. Hope they will bring us a smile and chucklings by the way they are evaluating the speakers. Let me call our first evaluator, Toastmaster Jijo Koshi, to evaluate Toastmaster Mohammed Mateen for his L2P3 project. Toastmaster Jijo Koshi, the stage is yours. Thank you, Mr. General Evaluator, for giving me this introduction. Hello, Toastmasters, distinguished guest. A warm good evening to all, and a special good evening to my speaker, Toastmaster Mohammed Mateen, for giving such a great speech on mentoring. Indeed, he gave us such nostalgic moments from our lives as well, which connected me to my professors, my parents. He gave us really beautiful moments which most of us had cherished in our lives. Isn't it not? Toastmaster Mateen gave his mother as the best example as a mentor, who indeed the principles of life and whom he takes as one of the best mentors in his life. Also, he mentioned about Raj Shekhar Manjunath, who is his management guru, as his mentor, and his confidence has come from that. Really, this is one kind of gratitude what you gave to your mentors. Really, hats off to you. This is one way to, hardly anyone recognizes their professors of once they have become successful. They say, no, everything is from my side. But you are so humble and nice to recognize them in this way. As such, you had a great opening, great content in the body. And what I was looking for was, what will you be concluding? In fact, you did not conclude. I was looking for something more powerful to our so many guests who are sitting here waiting from the first speaker. What is he up to? Toastmaster Mateen, if I were to give you few recommendations for this project, I would say you should rather work on the mentoring aspects what you gained as a protege from your mentor. Few things where you got stuck up and he helped you gain those areas and how you improvised on those moments. Because this is in level 2 and in the project 3. There are many new speakers who don't know how to approach a mentor and what to ask him. So this could have really helped them gain, okay, this is what I need to do when I go to a mentor. What is the time I should spend with every mentor during a week? That could have really been explained to them, and that would have been a light for many new people. This is one area which is, this is what I felt would have taken your speech to the next level. Overall, great speech. You gave nice limelight on the lineup of mentors you had in your life. Just a few good examples with our current great mentors you have, like Dr. Sundar, would have made the speech to a beautiful content. Thank you. Back to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Jijo, for the wonderful evaluation. It was indeed an excellent one. Next, let us move to our second evaluation. It is done by DTM Guru Rajan. He will be evaluating Toastmaster Nandu Kotarat DTM project second speech. The stage is yours, sir.
The timing is spotlighted or? Can you please spotlight the time? Thank you, the General Evaluator. A warm good evening to all the Toastmasters and distinguished guests, and a special good evening to the speaker, Toastmaster Nandu Kotarat. What I like this speech is, it's a very clear speech spoken from the heart. He used his storytelling technique and he showed his leadership skills during the difficult times. He started the speech saying that the March 2020, what happened? It added to the audience interaction. So it developed some interest, and we are all glued to his speech. And he was talking about the starting of the pandemic and the lockdown. So that was a very good start. Then he explained the pandemic situation in a low voice. It explains the seriousness of the situation. Then he talked about what is the strategy they adopted. The strategy is very important as a leadership. That's where he showed his leadership. He included the quotation, a leader is the one who knows the way, goes the way, and shows the way. He made the strategy with the people short term, medium term, and long term. And there are things like extending the credit facility and the new product to sell and the new segments, like various strategies. And the company is brought back to the normal situation. And none of the employees got terminated. It was a very good explanation of how a difficult situation could be handled. And he shows merely, I can see all the things as leadership and his storytelling technique. Finally, he ended up with a good message to us, saying that whatever we are learning from the Toastmasters, implement in your career, implement your personal thing so that you come up. So he also challenged the other people. Finally, when he was closing the speech, it was a very good closing, saying that when I could achieve, you can also achieve. It was really inspiring, Toastmaster Nandu. Now, it was a very good speech with a good hand gestures. You have few tips for the improvement which the speaker can work on. Sometimes I feel the voice was not very clear. So you should work on this one, this audio system. Second one is, it is all about the leadership. Leadership means as a team. So the team chart you should have shown. Either if you don't want to show it as a series of slides, at least you could have shown on the background and at least show that this is the team which I led, which was supporting me, or I could produce the results. So this shows the further enhancement of your speech, showing the leadership. Third one is what I'm telling. When you really company has succeeded, you could have shown energy in your voice, Toastmaster Nandu. Like you could have said, now no employee got terminated and we succeeded. And you could have brought a little bit of humor also. Overall, it was a really inspiring speech, very clear speech, speak from the heart. And only thing is, you have to add like voice clarity and vocal variety and the team chart and a little bit of humor. With that, your speech will go to the next level. Over to the general evaluator.
Thank you, DTM Gururajan. Thanks for the evaluation. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and distinguished guests. Hope no one noticed that general evaluator did not wish in the beginning. So let's go for our third evaluation. Toastmaster Sundar Ramalingam is going to evaluate DTM Sridhar L1P2 second speech project. Dr. Sundar, the stage is yours.
Thank you very much, Mr. General Evaluator, for introducing me, and special appreciations to my speaker, DTM Sridhar, for showing and proving us with a beautiful story that integrity is the only thing that matters. DTM Sridhar was delivering his repeat speech, and he was given a feedback last time to improve on his humor, the lighting of his camera, and the vocal variety. Now let us look into the analysis part of his speech. He started off his speech with a quotation about his personal story and what happened with his dad, and then he highlighted upon what his dad reflected on him with a quotation about Abraham Lincoln. And then slowly he traversed the story onto how in a railway station sequence his father was teaching him lessons of integrity through life lessons. And then finally he concluded with an end part of the story which was linked to the Toastmasters International, wherein he was in response with chartering a club, and he faced challenge, and at that point he put his foot down with integrity, saying that he will not give up. On the whole, it was a great speech that conveyed the message really well. Looking at the feedback that he was given last week, has he improved? Yes, the lighting was much better, the camera setup was much more better, and he had impressive vocal variety all through the speech, whether it was speaking like his dad or announcing in his native language how these touts were selling the tickets, and then moving on to the Toastmasters conversation wherein he was being gone by the others to give up. And this was interesting and impeccable vocal variety all through the speech, and it was remarkably seen. And looking at the aspect of humor, well, that would be a part of the recommendation which I would come on. Some of the great aspects of his speech that I would like to highlight to you all were the personal story that was in line with what he wanted to deliver, and then the message that he was delivering, which is all we need to know about, that is integrity, which is what is one of the core values of this platform where we are all practicing and performing the Toastmasters International. DTM Sridhar, to take your speech to the next level, please let me add a few more recommendations. The first thing, of course, is a repeat of what was said last week, which is about adding humor or some light-hearted moments to your speech. Probably you had an area where you were talking about the touts. That could have been an interesting area where you could have added humor or light-hearted moments to actually engage the audience a little bit more rather than going in a monotonous story on integrity. And the second important thing that I would like to add upon to improve your speech is like an ample area where you could have done gesturing. Like, for example, you were talking about the father-son conversation. Always when you are looking up to your father, you could have spoken up like this. This indicates that although he may not be tall in stature, he is a towering kind in character. And you could actually move a few steps on to the left and the right to signify who's speaking at that point of time. This is actually a concept which we call it a stage anchoring. And also you are talking about the Toastmasters incident. Probably you could have moved to a different part of the stage. And towards the end, you could have gone to say what I learned from my father and what I learned from Toastmastering. This is all proving that integrity is the only thing that matters. So this way, if you had incorporated stage anchors and gestures, the speech could have gone to the next level. On the whole, it was a great speech, wonderful message, adding a touch of humor and these kind of stage anchoring techniques. DTM Sridhar, I'm sure you are the champion speaker you are want to be. Thank you very much, and back to the general evaluator.
Thank you, Toastmaster Dr. Sundar. Our Toastmaster of the evening asked me what was the last time I smiled or chuckled. I remember in 2018 when I joined Toastmaster, my first speech, they were introducing me. Like 2 minutes, someone is introducing me. I was thinking, is it me? That's the beauty of that. No, I was chuckling like how they are introducing like this, because I was thinking that I'm a simple man, but the way introduced by the Toastmaster, it was excellent one. So that's the platform Toastmaster gives us. That's the spotlight we get. Let us call our next evaluator, Toastmaster Manas Al-Bukhari, to evaluate Toastmaster Roy Joe's DTM project second speech. Toastmaster Manas, the stage is yours.
Allow me to spotlight the timer, please. Thank you, General Evaluator. Many congratulations, this Toastmaster Roy Joes, for finishing and completing your second speech and an awesome DTM project. You would be wondering what exactly is a DTM project, and Toastmaster Roy Joes did 100% justice when he explained to us the entire activity which happened around his DTM project of Best from Waste. I was also a member of his project, and a part of his team. Because I was a part of his team, I am really able to relate to what exactly Toastmaster Roy meant by teamwork, and when his appreciations knew no bounds, he brought about chuckles in all our faces as and when he explained and thanked each of the role players today during that event. This is exactly how a leadership quality is well defined in any books for that matter. It is by praising and rewarding his fellow team members. He did 100% justice as he explained that. He was able to deliver his happiness towards us and as audience, even if we have not witnessed the program. I'm sure everybody understood what exactly that event was all about. Considering this is a DTM project and he was given this 8 to 10 minutes to represent himself on explaining on his leadership behavior and some aspect about his leadership project, which is one of the most significant achievements which he would have done in his Toastmastering event. He could have been a bit more perfect, as he is known as a perfectionist. Toastmaster Roy, I believe, have prepared a long presentations about his art from waste, and it was very evident that he was trying to share his screen. He was going around searching at his computer. But when he started sharing, things didn't work out the way he wanted. He fumbled a bit as the slides were not moving. But then he regained complete confidence. He said, okay, slides happen. I am a speaker and I'm going to deliver the speech. And that's the mindset which we really want. Excellent job, Toastmaster Roy, in covering up some glitches of technology. You could have added some incident which happened during those project times and added some humor, incorporated some conversations where you asked some of your members and they responded negatively or positively. Some challenges which you faced during the completion of projects, which would have been an area of attention for the upcoming leaders. With that, you did 100% justice to your project and your speech. Wish you all the best. Back to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you, Toastmaster Manas. Let us move towards our next evaluator, Toastmaster Hassan Hussain, to evaluate Toastmaster Dr. Sundar Ramalingam for his L5P1 project.
Thank you, General Evaluator, and once again, good evening to all fellow Toastmasters, and a special good evening to my speaker, Toastmaster Dr. Sundar Ramalingam. A beautiful question put towards the audience, that who never lies? And indeed, the answer was mirror. For sure, I used to say many times that, see, when we have dust on our faces, we should not keep washing the mirror because it is not going to change your face there.
it will tell the truth what you have. You are beautiful, ugly, smart, whatever you are, it will say the fact. Here Toastmaster, it was very attractive start of his speech where he grabbed the attention of all our audience. What he's going to speak about? Is he going to put a mission, his vision on not to tell lies, to say our real personalities towards the audience? But slowly he moved towards his vision by putting this quote, and he transited his speech towards explaining his mission. The mission about the evidence-based practice, what it is. And especially in the days of pandemic, he picked the right topic, why it is so important. Nowadays, many of the Toastmasters sitting here will agree that many of us were very hesitant in the beginning when the vaccination comes, that whether to take or not, which one is preferable, which one is okay, which one is not okay, shall we take, shall we not take. We were so hesitant. We have so many doubts over it, about the integrity of the vaccine, the authenticity. We were having, you can say, we were lacking of the trust on the vaccine. What a well presented speech where you elaborated how these things are done, how any particular vaccine is being certified or tested in different phases. That is phase 1, phase 2, phase 3, all the detailing what you put throughout. And also the mission of yours that you elaborated in front of us, that you have the vision to develop a center of academic for the research, where you will be showing the critically and scientific reporting of any vaccine, any medicine or vaccine. Indeed, your speech was very, very full of the information. It would have cleared the doubt of many of us. You were very confident while speaking on the stage as usual, as you are the champion speaker. You tried to put some humor in the beginning as well. That was a very good part. You use all the stage movement instead of the difficulties you have facing. Nice utilization of the stage movement. And I was expecting the plan, how you are going to conduct your research or put your mission to an action. But in the end, you concluded that you are going to explain in the next part. Surely, we will be waiting for the next action plan, where we will try to listen more about the personal story. And for the improvement section, I don't see any particular improvement that is needed to be added. While you are a champion speaker, you met all the criteria of the project, all the criteria of a speech. It was a wonderful and great speech. With this, over to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you, Toastmaster Hassan Hussain. Next, let us move to our last evaluator, our exuberant Toastmaster Sammy Kurvilla, to evaluate Toastmaster Jijo Koshi DTM project, second speech.
Thank you, General Evaluator. Hello, Toastmasters and guests, and a brilliant greetings to you once again. Congratulations, Toastmaster Jijo Koshi, for completing your DTM project in style. I was expecting a chuckle in the face of the speaker after he completed this project, and I could witness in all audience faces, maybe because of 4 speakers are going to qualify for DTM from TAJ Toastmasters. I want to reduce his entire speech to one sentence. I will say like this: action speaks better than words. The speaker shared with us all achievements as CSR manager during this year. By the way, this is not his own achievements, this is our achievements as we got from him as CSR manager. He started with a question: what did I achieve after giving so many speeches? And this question drive him to do something good for the society. Not only speaking, but do something in action also. He answered the question by action as CSR manager. He explained the components of every project. Let's start with PR team, registration, technology, right audience, and the most important thing, something take home by everybody. And at the end, clarify the doubt. He also explained this specific project he has undertaken as CSR manager, training for safety professionals, training on occupational hazards, and career guidance. These are the major projects handled by him under CSR. Finally, he concluded with a message to all of us. Do everything with a purpose, something beneficial to the society. And also he said, always do good things as it will come back to us on a later date. Overall, great speech. And he was depicting or explaining his story of his journey from a leader to great leader as CSR manager. I have two suggestions. One, please do not use the word but. But is canceling everything good thing what we mentioned before. And every project, there are some hiccups. It was better you share some of the challenges you face so that we can be prepared. Over to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you, Toastmaster Sanikurulla. We are moving to our second part of general evaluation. That is, we'll be listening our meeting leaders report. Every meeting, they are the pillars, we can say that, like how they take care of the meeting. I actually compare with the hospital intensive care unit. The nurses, one nurse come and check the reading, one nurse come and do the injection, another nurse come and change the bandage. Like this, they always take care of the meeting from the starting to the ending. Let us applaud their effort. And first we will listen from our counter Toastmaster Sunil Idikulla.
Just a point of order. Two things. One is to vote for the best evaluator. And the second thing, I would like to raise the motion to extend the meeting time by another 10 minutes. Can anyone second the motion?
I second the motion.
Okay. So we will now increase the meeting time by 10 more minutes. If not end at 9:30, since we are running late, we'll end it at 9:30. Thank you, Mr. General Evaluator. You can check with the timer and call for voting.
Yes, thank you, VP. Timer, could you please tell us all the evaluators qualified?
Thank you, General Evaluator. I'm happy to say all the evaluators are qualified. Thank you. Back to you.
Thank you. I request all the Toastmasters and guests to vote for the best evaluator. The voting link is already shared. By this time, we will listen our meeting leaders report also. Can I call Toastmaster Sunil Idikulla to give his report on accounting? Toastmaster Sunil.
Thank you, General Evaluator. Once again, good evening to you all. Today we have very shakir meeting, and there was many smiles placed. We got those many smiles come out from the many speakers. So today on my report, we got some speeches which is irrelevant and this extra added and all these things. So we'll come to prepared speech session. The Toastmaster Muhammad Mateen, he used many times. Twice, and he used VR and many times he used and VR all. Coming to Toastmaster Nandu Kotarat, he used one time. Toastmaster Roy Jones, he used many times. Toastmaster Jijo Kochi, he used during the evaluation time, one time up. Toastmaster Dr. Sundar Ramagalingam, he used evaluation time thrice time. Toastmaster Hassan Hussain used one time up. And Toastmaster Manaz al-Bukhari, he used many times ant and during his whole session. Back to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you, Toastmaster Sunil, for the wonderful report. Next, let us listen from our grammarian, Toastmaster Muhammad Shakir. Please give your report.
Good evening once again, everyone. As a grammarian, I had a very tough role today because all the speakers are champions. And I hardly found a few improper usage, such as make me, it can be made me. I cannot say, can be I can't say. And I quoted some beautiful quotes like true success is not a project, but a journey. If you have integrity, you have everything. If you don't have integrity, you don't have anything. Mentoring is a brain to pick, ear to listen, and a push in the right direction. That's from the grammarian report. Back to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you, grammarian. Our third meeting leader, let us listen from our word master, Toastmaster Jaber Ali.
Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and guests. The word shakl used by many speakers. Toastmaster Sundar used 3 times. Manaz al-Bukhari used 6 times. Toastmaster Sunil Idikula used 1 time. Toastmaster Muhammad Mateen used 1 time. DTM Gururajan used 1 time. Toastmaster Sunny Kuruvila used 2 times. Toastmaster Karunagaran used 4 times. Back to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you, Toastmaster Jaber Ali. So most of us chuckled today. Let us listen from our next meeting leader, timer, Toastmaster Muhammad Iqbal Qasim.
Good evening, everybody. Just a second. Huh? Fine, here is my report. For prepared speech session, can I share my screen?
You can share the screen now.
You can share the screen now.
Yep. Fine. With prepared speech session, all the speakers are qualified except Toastmaster Nandu Kotaria. Toastmaster Muhammad Mateen, his actual time was 7 minutes 23 seconds. Toastmaster Nandu Kotaria, 11 minutes and 8 seconds, not qualified. DTM Sridhar SR with 6 minutes and 20 seconds qualified. Toastmasters Joy Rose, 9 minutes and 58 seconds qualified. Toastmaster Sundar Ramalingam, 6 minutes and 54 seconds qualified. Toastmaster Jiju Joshi, 9 minutes and 9 seconds qualified. For evaluation session, Toastmaster Jiju Joshi qualified with 3 minutes and 27 seconds. DTM Guru Rajan with 3 minutes 26 seconds qualified. Toastmaster Sundar Ramalingam with 3 minutes 30 seconds qualified. Toastmasters Manaz al-Bukhari, 3 minutes and 20 seconds qualified. Toastmaster Hassan Hussain with 3 minutes and 29 seconds qualified. Toastmaster Sunnu Kuruvilla, 3 minutes and 30 seconds qualified. Thank you. Back to General Evaluator.
Thank you, timer, for the detailed report. We are in our third portion of the general evaluation. I'll be giving the overall meeting feedback. Today, we started the meeting on time, 7:15 sharp. Presiding officer introduced the guest, we got a lot number of guests today. He introduced properly everyone, and he introduced the word master also. And meeting started by Toastmaster of the evening on time. Whereas we got a number of speakers, more number of speakers, and that too all big projects, 8 minutes projects, 8 to 9, I think it's, the minutes is more. So when it came to general evaluator, at that time itself, 9 minutes we were late. Other than that, Our all the evaluators did the excellent job, and meeting leaders gave their role. I mean, excellent report on all the aspects. And what I see is like always TAJ Toastmasters. I bring it under one concept called fire. Like what we say, fire. F means fierce. Our all leaders are fearful leaders, and they are very much intensive. Whatever they do, they are more intensive on that. And they resolve if there any problem comes. Technically, we are the sound club where we manage a lot of things very neatly and tidily. Then the next, automatically when we do this, we excel at. So this is the TAJ mantra, we can say that. And whatever we do, still at the end of the meeting, we like how the businessmen do profit and loss checking at the end of the business session. We also do that, because when they say in a different words, they say that what you value is what you measure. What you measure is what you manage. What you manage is what you maximize. So to maximize the benefits of each and every meeting, we do the overall postmortem of the meeting, what we did and how we can excel at. Today, what I see, the small technical glitch only, like spotlight was not properly done, maybe technical problem back end. We should improve that. And still some of the Toastmasters, they have to improve the camera angle, like where they are keeping the camera. And if you are keeping the background, then we should not stand and go for the action and all. We should sit one. Because one of the Toastmaster is speaking from the cloud, it looks like that. So maybe small things only. What is the difference between 5-star and a normal hotel? It's all about the toppings. Like that, it's small changes only, which gives the 5-star ranking to TAJ Toastmaster Club. So we have to look into that. We should give that small things very important, and we have to focus on those areas for the better result of the meeting. So overall, the meeting was conducted in a nice manner, and this is my report. Back to Presiding Officer, Toastmaster of the evening. Sorry.
Thank you very much, Evaluator. I was trying to spotlight it correctly, and all your feedbacks are well noted. And I'm extremely sorry for extending the meeting time. I got so much overwhelmed after seeing all the audience out there. Maybe I speak a lot when I see new faces. With that, I come to a humble end of this awesome meeting, where we had a lot of accomplishment, and I'm sure today the speakers have brought a lot of chuckles to their families, because it's too much accomplishments today. 3 DTM Part 2 completions, and that's TAJ. It's not 5-star, it's 7-star club. And with that note, I would like to hand over to the presiding officer. Since I see our president out here, should I be handing over to the presiding officer, Toastmaster Dr. Sundar, or is it to?
Yeah, go as per the agenda, please. Go as per the agenda, please.
Okay, so handing over the podium to our presiding officer, Toastmaster Dr. Sundar Ramalingam. Stage is all yours.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Manas, for that exuberant session. Indeed, you brought a lot of smiles on all our faces, and that's the duty of the Toastmaster of the evening, a person who anchors the whole meeting and manages the entire show. A lot of chuckles I could see, because I was monitoring the gallery view most of the time, and we could see at every point in time when we were reminiscing something that was related to someone else, we could see those chuckles, smiles, laughters. And after all, these are the small joys that keep us moving forward. That's the difference between someone who is depressed and down, rather someone who enjoys these small things and wishes to do the first things first and keep moving on. Thank you so much, and thanks for that wonderful team. And thank you all for all the meeting leaders who did a fabulous job, General Evaluator, for a downright evaluation of all our flaws, because we learn from our mistakes, and this also gives us smiles. Thank you so much. We will now vote for the best meeting leader. The link has been shared already. I will also share the link for the best of Big 3 voting. Right now, it is onto your chat box. Please vote for the best of victory as well as the best meeting leader. Both the links are available. We have one guest remaining with us here today, Mr. Ansar Latif. Mr. Ansar Latif, will you please unmute, sir?
Yeah. I'm here. I was watching all the show.
Thank you. Thank you so much for being with us.
Thank you.
I'm sorry, you were not there in the beginning of the meeting, so I could not let you introduce yourself. Please introduce yourself and also give your 1-minute feedback of how you enjoyed the meeting today, sir.
Myself, Ansar Abdul Latif. Okay, I was in the meeting. I could attend the last meeting, but before the last meeting, I was there with you, and I was in the last session actually. I joined the meeting in the last session. Some schedules. Okay, so what can I say? Yeah, everything was good. I'm learning new things. What are the faults in my speaking? Like that.
Thank you very much, Mr. Ansar. Are you a member in any of the Toastmaster clubs, Mr. Ansar?
Not yet.
Okay, fine. So feel free to join us as a guest, and whenever you would like to, you are also welcome to join us as a member and benefit out of it. And are you from Saudi Arabia, sir, or from India?
I'm from Kerala.
You're from Kerala, but you are here in Saudi Arabia.
Yeah.
Okay, great. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Thanks for joining us, Mr. Ansar, and really happy to hear from you.
Thanks for that. Thank you.
So before we move ahead, we have a few announcements to make. We will be having our last speakathon for this program year on Saturday, that is 26th of June will be the date for the speakathon. Most likely it will be in the afternoon session. So because in the midday we have our Gavels meeting, and afternoon session we will be having it. Since next week would be our last meeting for this program year, it would be like a conventional meeting. We'll be having our regular sessions, and we would like to end with the regular routine, because we have been pushing now for the educational awards, and that was the reason why we have been accommodating more number of speeches. So if anybody wants to complete a project ahead of time, so please don't wait until the next meeting. Saturday is your chance. By tomorrow morning, the link for registering for the speakathon will be shared, and we will you can actually register onto that one and benefit out of it. So now it's time for the results. I'm just preparing the results. And I would like to call our president, Toastmaster Dr. Mahesh, to say a few words, because we had a wonderful annual day. So Toastmaster Dr. Mahesh will give us a feedback, appreciating all of us on that one for a minute. Toastmaster Dr. Mahesh, the screen is yours.
Thank you so much, Dr. Sundar. Once, good evening, dear Toastmasters and guests. I apologize, I was not able to attend the meeting today. I just came back from the mom. I was there for a training. But when I saw that there are a lot of guests and I was here, so I thought I'll join and see all the people. And also, as Dr. Sundar said, I must say thank you to all the people, because the annual event was one of the perfect events we have ever seen. As usual, it showed our organization skill, our leaders' abilities, not only the organization, we have seen like a lot of people are having different talents, singing, acting, and so many other things. And also our Gavels programs were so amazing. And we got a lot of appreciation from many of the Toastmasters. They said like TAJ showed how hybrid meetings can be done. See, we are like California and United States. In whatever you see in the New York City, it starts from California. So it's like TAJ is a place where we show the Toastmasters that how online meetings can be done, how online competitions can be done. And now we have showed how hybrid meeting has been done. And this is because the group effort, all of them. I'd like to thank the event chair, Toastmaster Jijo, and the coordinators, Toastmaster Nandu, Toastmaster Roy, Toastmaster Manas, Toastmaster Mateen, Toastmaster Shakir, and also special thanks to Toastmaster Sunil Idikula, Shijo Manjos, and Toastmaster Abdul Nasir. The stage was one of the attracting one, that camera setup, everything was good because of a proper background at the behind. And it was really amazing. And thank you so much, everyone. If I missed somebody, Say thank you
Yeah,
so
the
much.
first lady. You missed the first lady.
No, that's a part of it. And thanks.
No, she was there in arranging the trophies. Maybe you did not see that one.
So since she's not in the group, so I didn't say thanks to my wife as well. So she
need to acknowledge that as well.
Thank you, Toastmaster. I'll convey the information to her. And thank you so much. And really great to see a lot of guests joining today. And I think our name has spread all over the world. So that's really great. And thank you. And I'm sure, like, I'm sure 100% the TAJ is in the right hands next year. And you will take TAJ to greater heights where nobody can reach. And back to you, Toastmaster, Dr. Sundar.
Thank you very much, Dr. Mahesh, for joining us. Even though I can see how tired you are after that busy or the long drive back from Kobar. And thank you so much. And this is the true spirit and passion that we appreciate in you. And also that inspires us all. Thank you so much. Now it's time for us to share the results. So the results are out here. The best speaker is Toastmaster Roy. The best evaluator is Toastmaster Manaz Al-Bukhari. The best meeting leader is Toastmaster Muhammad Shafi. Is again Toastmaster Manaz Al-Bukhari. So with this, we come to the end of the meeting, and now I request you all to stand up for the national anthem. Thank you very much. With this, we adjourn today's meeting.
Thank you, Dr. Sundar. Sorry, I forgot your name.